Got thousands of people here. Teams from 8 and under all the way to 18 and under, so stay tuned as we give you the live feed of the ISA opening ceremonies here from the Diamondplex in Winter Haven. Been a great day here, kind of overcast all day, which you couldn't ask for anything more here in Florida. Beautiful Bat Wars event going on all day, and great day to be here at the Diamondplex and in Central Florida here for the World Series. So stay tuned. Again, we are giving you the live feed here from the Diamondplex.
The next person we're bringing out, a few years ago, and you girls, she played at Southern Mississippi. She played with the pro team in Michigan and played in Sweden, where she hit 610 and had a on-base percentage of 900 and something. And she has a few words for you, and I'd like all of us to welcome Charity Butler.
Thank you so much. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm going to get where you can hear me. But welcome to the World Series. Who's excited to be here? Okay, where are my 8s? 8 and under. Where are ya? Yell loud. Let me hear ya. 10 and under. Where are you? 12s. 12. 16s and 18s. Oh, what happened to our 18s? Well, thank you, ISA, for having me here. It is quite the honor. I'm excited to be here. And I did play ball at the University of Southern Mississippi. And I played for a coach who some say is kind of crazy. I call her intense. And we did some crazy stuff. She built an obstacle course behind our field. It was hardcore. And we actually had the ROTC on campus, which is the military organization, come and borrow our obstacle course for their military training. It was insane. We would crawl on our bellies and jump over walls and climb up ropes. It was really, really hard. But we did some other crazy stuff too. We got in trouble one time for not playing well, and so Coach got mad, and we were on a road trip. Told us that we could not wash our uniforms until we won again. So we had to play in dirty uniforms, and putting on wet, nasty socks got real old real fast. So we got it together and started winning some ball games. But I want you girls out there and in here, find a buddy close to you. Put your arm around your buddy. Find your buddy, yeah. Well, we got in trouble again. We got in trouble a lot sometimes. And Coach told us that we were not playing like a team. So she made us sit on the back of the bus. We traveled in a pretty nice charter team bus. We usually had 2 seats to ourselves, but not this night. We had to sit next to our partner, arms around each other. After an away game, notice that your armpit is kind of right in her face. Yeah, you see that? So we were all nasty, and for 4 hours, we sat like that on the way home, completely silent, weren't allowed to talk, no phones, no texting, and we had to think about being a team. Well, hopefully this week, you girls can learn to play as a team without having to sit with your arms around each other for 4 hours. You're at the World Series. And so I want you to remember that this week. If you strike out or if you make an error, then focus on somebody else on your team. Pick up somebody else, encourage somebody else. If your team is winning, then you're going to find success. Things are going to work out for you. But if you start getting focused on yourself, then we tend to spiral downward and things get worse and worse. So that's my challenge to you this week, is to play as a team and to be focused on your team and not yourself, and see how things turn out at the end of the week. Now, when I was in Sweden, I played on a really cool team. I loved it. And my team really learned how to play as a team. It was a lot of fun, one of the best experiences of my softball career. But on an off day, one day, we decided that we were going to go sightseeing a little bit and try to see the city where we lived. The city was called Skövde. Yeah, the mic didn't mess up. That's really what it's called. Skövde. Try to say that. And it's spelled Skövde. I said it Skövde for months before I went. But in Skövde, we went to the hill. It was a mountain to me because I'm a southern girl and everything is flat where I'm from. So we decided we're going to explore the hill. It's very, very steep, and we took our bicycles with us. We pushed our bikes all the way up the hill. It looked like a mountain. And we got to the top. We rode around. We were able to see the whole city. It was beautiful. Well, then we decided to take a different route to come back down. So we rode our bikes. It was a paved road, or a paved path. And so as we start down, I'm pedaling really fast. We're picking up speed. It's great. But it starts getting really fast, like I'm getting scared. So I start to apply a little pressure to the brakes, and nothing happens. I just get faster. I don't slow down. And so I apply a little more pressure to the brakes, and I still gain speed. I'm getting faster and faster, and I start to freak out. All of my friends are in front of me, and so I start to scream to them, don't stop, I can't slow down, I can't slow down. My voice got higher and higher and higher, and I was freaking out. And everyone in front of me started stopping. They were slowing down as I'm yelling at them to not stop. And I swerve through them. I get my feet on the ground like Fred Flintstone. Did you hear that? And I mean, I am skidding down this mountain. It's terrible. I really feel like that I'm losing control. And we come up, I look up as I'm getting ready to yell at my friends for slowing down. And as I look around, there's a giant S curve where the path goes around to the left, back around to the right. If they had not slowed down, I absolutely would have crashed, would have been in the hospital. I probably would have gone over the edge and fallen off the mountain. And so because they slowed down, they actually saved me, even though I was a little mad at them at first. And so I started thinking on the way back home as we were making our way down the rest of the mountain. And can you hear me? I was trying really hard to not go very fast. I don't think I pedaled at all the rest of the way. And I thought if we had talked to someone who had gone before us, who had gone down that path before us, we would have known that that giant S-curve was in the road, and we would have known to approach it a little more slowly and to be safe, and we would have never had that issue. I never would have been in danger. And so I started thinking about that in life. You know, there are people that go before us, that go ahead of us, that have been there. We don't always like to listen to them at times, but it's important. Can you hear me? It can help us to avoid some of those giant S-curves in life, some of those dangerous things that we don't see coming. So, everybody look at me right here, all you players. I want you to find your parents or a coach, somebody that want you to just look at them, and on the count of 3, we're all going to say thank you. Okay? You ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you! There are a lot of people who spend a lot of time and a lot of money so you could be here this week. So don't forget to tell them thank you, and don't forget to listen to them, because they've been down the road before you've been down the road. They've been down the road that you may be going down. And I've been down that road too. I was a softball player, and I'm a little bit further ahead. And so we've actually put together some materials for athletes, for female student athletes. I just wrote a book that just came out. If you're interested, we're at the table right behind this field. It's an interactive workbook. The goal is to prepare you girls for school, sports, and life. It's fun, there's pictures, not a lot of words, but it's really cool, and it will give you some awesome information. And then we've created a suite of hitting DVDs that you can also find at the table that will teach you to increase your power and your consistency at the same time as a hitter. We want you to learn to feel your own swing and be the best you, not try to fit in somebody else's mold.